rolling intro, so we just kind of
just talk shit and then
talk shit.
And
So try not to say anything too controversial from now on.
Swearing?
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, please do. Yeah, it's encouraged.
It's encouraged.
It's about as far as my vocabulary goes.
You got the opposite of like a swear jar.
Yeah, yeah.
What did you just say?
Yeah.
You didn't swear.
Yeah, we need to swear some more.
Back in the early days, before you and I did the recording.
Yeah, I remember.
It was all audio. It was.
Yeah.
And then I think you were one of the first proper videos.
Yeah, I think I was. Yeah. Because we did it on Zoom, right?
We did it on Zoom, and my favourite line from it still rattles in my head.
I reckon I know what you're going to say.
Is it David Beckham's face?
Oh, no.
No. Which one did you think it?
I was to do licking faces.
That's it.
Licking David Beckham's face, yeah.
David Beckham's face.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got to that. It was definitely licking faces.
Yeah,
anyway.
5 years ago.
5 years
Yeah.
ago. Well, look at us now. Look,
I know.
Shit's changed.
Yeah.
It's worse.
Has it? Yeah. Do you think it's got worse?
It's got worse.
Do you reckon it actually has?
I think what we've seen over the last, and I wrote a post about this week, the last 10 years has been very difficult on British businesses.
You reckon?
I don't think we've truly seen this, what this country's done to itself, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't, it's obviously this is going out in a couple of weeks, budget day today, and I think it's just more faffing around the edges. I think it's more, hopefully my prediction comes true now, but it's just going to be the same, isn't it? More taxes, more problems, more taking the legs away from business, and into the future, just more of this.
Who's going to benefit from this budget?
I think anyone that's on, there's talks about minimum wage going up. So I think that might be a good benefit. Not in a good way, that's a good benefit for most people. I don't think many are going to benefit from it.
Yeah.
I don't think many are going to benefit. Which, when you're in an economic difficulty like it is now, I think it's going to be difficult across the board, isn't it, really, to do anything with the country. Other than maybe rejoin the EU or, all these things that we know has caused the problem.
Yeah.
But debt is huge. COVID, it's all COVID debt.
Yeah.
Furlough money, loans. Not Carol Malone. That's the other one. Michelle Malone.
Michelle Mona,
yeah.
Do you know, I think, if what they say is true and they put the minimum wage up, I think the stress and pressure it put on smaller businesses who are already struggling, you will see a huge amount.
Yeah. And I thought in the market that, because the manufacturing engineering market isn't minimum wage. Not vast majority of it's very much above minimum wage, but there are jobs in there that are near minimum wage.
Yeah.
So once you put the minimum wage up, they start entering into that zone. And if you're working, my wife works in the NHS and there's healthcare people that are on less than people working in Aldi. And when you start entering that zone where the type of work you do, but you can do more money sitting on a till, you then lose the skills in that particular sector as well. So there's a very real problem. And the only way to get skilled, semi-skilled people more money is if you reduce the tax burden on business, and then they can start funneling that money into their staff.
So, how you seem intelligent, articulate.
I'm not.
What the fuck are you doing in recruitment? Yeah, you seem to. No, but you seem far too clever to be a recruiter. How did you get into it?
Oh God. So. Oh God, there's a hedge moving.
That's just Jake's.
That's just, sorry. You're there. Oh, that's good. What was I saying? Oh, that was it. So I fell into recruitment, like properly fell into it. I was just come out of uni, working at the RAC. And weirdly, this one day, I helped a guy, the aftermath of breaking down, basically. And I think he didn't have any...
In his car or emotionally?
Emotionally as well, I think. That's what we were trained in now. So he didn't have home start or something, and I needed to add it to his policy because he realised, that shit that normally happens when you break down. What do you mean I know? You push a quarter of a mile up the road. And I helped this guy, and we were just chatting, generally chatting. And this is another thing about, I was watching Sean Locke the other night with my son for the first time. I thought, because he's getting into stand-up comedy. And Sean Locke in 2007 said, "Broken Britain, nothing's changed." And we're now talking about Broken Britain today. Nothing has changed. In 2004-5, it was jobs going to India. Today, it's jobs going to AI. So nothing's really changed. And our jobs in 2004, 2005 were going to India. And he happened to mention it. And I was like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I was looking for a job in engineering at the time. And so I told him about my life and what I'd been doing. He goes, oh, send me a CV. So I sent him a CV there and then out of my RAC email address because I had it there. And he came back with a minute saying, oh, are you free tomorrow for a chat? I was like, yeah, sure. What is this for? Yeah. And he goes, oh, I've got a role here. We do recruitment for the aerospace industry. Be interested in having a chat with you and see what you think. I was like, oh, sure. So next day I went down. I think it was a Thursday. And I went into this office, lovely office, sat me in this room. His boss came in. I'm not going to call his real name, but let's say his name's Bob. And he's one of those miserable old recruiter bosses from, the 1980s, which, the type. And he comes in and he goes, so why the fuck are you here?
No.
And I didn't know what to do. And at the time, I was a bit quick-witted at the time, but it completely floored me. And I was like, I'm here for a job. And he goes, oh, okay then. Well, looking at your CV, you got the credentials and the qualifications. When can you start? And I went, whenever. What am I going to be doing?
Boom, I'm so good at interviews. Yeah. Smashed it, yeah.
And I remember at the time I was on minimum wage in 2005. I think it was like $8,000, $9,000 a year. And this was 15 grand. And I thought it was like, wow, I landed a big job here, man. And it was resourcing aerospace clients across the world.
Really?
Yeah, all contractor engineers. So I was doing Airbus in Bremen and Toulouse in the UK as well, because I was only up the road. At the time I was in Bristol, by the way. I was only up the road from Airbus in Bristol. I did Seattle, Boeing in Seattle. Did South Korea, some engineers in South Korea. I did so many really cool things. And I was bitten by the bug. But what they were, and I don't think they're around now. I've not seen them around. I think they've been sold off and moved around. And I hope the people that work there are still in recruitment or having a good life. But what they were was very old school. And I was, even though I was like mid-20s at the time, I was very much into kind of doing everything on the computer. They had an old CRM and they never mailed off it. So one day I just thought I'd mail 5,000-6,000 people a job list.
Did you?
And so I did, and the calls just lit up. And it was 5,000-6,000 people around Europe and America. And so these people were phoning in about the jobs that were there. And people were like, oh my God, it's too busy for us. It's too busy. They literally, for a company that loved phone calls, they hated phone calls coming to them. Yeah. And I was pulled in the office and I was bollocked for that. I was bollocked for using, so a job would come in and I go, what is that? What's an intercostal? What is that? So I Google it. And I was bollocked for using Google too much. I was bollocked for using LinkedIn. LinkedIn was around in 2005. I was bollocked for that. I was bollocked for using Facebook to find candidates. I was bollocked. Like, this is my first recruitment job. And I thought the idea of recruitment, especially if you watch like TV shows about what recruiters are, headhunters and stuff like that. I was bollocked all the time for doing stuff that today you and I find normal.
Yeah, just a job.
Just a job. Yeah, part of the job. And that day with all that mailer went out, they were filling jobs. So I was bollocked for it, but spiked in bums on seats, basically.
Did they give you any credit at all?
Zero credit. I got none. I lasted 8-9 months in that job because then I had my eyes opened and this is the worst thing ever, especially speaking to a rec to rec, you can do as a recruiter is put your CV on job site.
She was like, oh my fresh meat.
I thought I did a mailer. It was call after call, message and emails. But what that did for me was it opened my eyes up to what the real world of recruitment was. And I remember having conversations. This one guy met me, there's a Sainsbury's up the road, met me at a lunch break. And he was telling me about this company as a resourcer. You could be earning 30-35 grand a year. There's guys there, they have weekend cars and weekday cars. And I said, oh, what weekend cars? Like thinking, what the fuck's a weekend car? Aston Martins and I was like Lotuses and stuff like that. And I was like, bollocks. I went for an interview. Yeah, that was true.
Wow.
These guys were making money. And I thought, this is recruitment. This is what really recruitment is, not sitting in some office with Dave who shouts at everyone because his coffee's cold or something. You know what I mean? Is this what recruitment is? And then you kind of realise that, my next job went from 15 grand to 25 grand. And then it just, you know what I mean? It was just job after job.
Yeah.
You do medium in that world. But yeah.
When you say the bug got you, was it like in being like what's the right word? Like brutally honest. Was it the money bug or was it the
everything about the job then? And I the money bug was important because you need that to drive you to get to the next level. The adrenaline rush of solving problems, and that's the engineer in me. I think that's kind of where I come from. And even now, when I do things like fix stuff at home, it's that same kind of trickle of adrenaline you get from it. But I love filling jobs and people being happy, and I know that sounds very Disney for a recruiter to say, but it is true. But then the bit afterwards, there we are. I've hit the target that I've had, and you feel good about yourself, and you start doing the right things. Then, don't you?
Yeah.
It's when it's difficult and tough, and people on your back. That's when you start going, "Oh God, this is really hard." But that's the kind of bug I had at the beginning, and that changed, and it became more of a profession and more of a job, and kind of you knew what you do by then. Yeah.
How long into your kind of recruitment career did you realise that you wanted to do it for yourself?
Within the second year. And I don't tell many people this.
Exclusive here.
Yeah, it's exclusive. It is on my CV, but it's just a line in my CV if I ever give you my CV. So when I left that company, I went to another company where I was paid a lot more money. And that didn't work out. These are the failures in recruitment. You know this from dealing with recruiters. You go to some companies and it's personality clashes. And I think going from a resourcing job into a proper recruiter 360 role, never doing business development, never understanding what the hell sales calls were about, and then having someone that really didn't train that much or develop you that much. And the craving was there. So I went from literally a nice warm bath to a freezing cold bath.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, fuck, this is really kind of, and it was like a proper boiler room. It was coming at you all day, every day, and then if you left at 5 o'clock, that culture, that kind of thing, you needed to get the bus home because I wasn't driving at the time. I needed to get the bus home. And so it was really tough. So it didn't last that long. And then when I came out the other side of it, there was a company, I can't remember the name. Actually, I do remember the name, but I won't mention them. There's a company at the time that would give you leads or give you jobs, and then all you do is fill them, and then you get the commission from it. And the commission was literally 80% of the fee. And it was a really good thing. And I did it for 12 months. And at that time, I met my missus, and she moved in as well. So she was working as a PA in co-op, and I was sitting at home, like literally in my pants, with BT Cellnet phone that was like falling apart, and a laptop that I borrowed from somewhere, and I can't remember where I borrowed it from, but it was not a very good laptop. And I was filling jobs. That was my first taste of it. And then we wanted to buy a house, and I was thinking, this is not going to happen. So and also I kind of fell out with the people that were doing it, because one of the invoices took 6 months, and we ran out of money.
6 months?
Yeah, one of the invoices took 6 months, and we ran out of money. And I couldn't have the invoice until it passed the rebate period.
Right, okay.
As well. So I'm sure we got paid, but I didn't see the invoice for 6 months. So I was at the end of my tether, and it was like Christmas 2006, 2007, something like that. And I was like, right, I need to get a proper job. And that's when I applied for Reed. And then that's where my real recruitment career started, was in 2007, January 2007. And I was working for Reed.
What sector were you working in? Not the financial sector, hopefully.
No, engineering.
Okay.
Yeah. So the engineering manufacturing sector, because I was with Reed for nearly 2 years, and then this is the other bit that flips around in my career for the first time ever. Instead of me trying to find something in the sector, people were asking me to come and work for them. So when I was at Reed, I was doing a few big contracts, very much similar to the Airbus ones I was doing when I first started. And this one company came to me and said, oh, we've got defense, aerospace, we've got a whole account manager role here for you. Do you want it? I was like, what's the salary? And the salary was like 6-7 grand more than I was earning. I thought, oh yeah, go on then, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And I left Reed and went to there. And I was, during the financial crash, I was making the best part of like 350 to $500,000 a year. Not me personally, the desk was doing aerospace, defense engineers, contractors, mostly in the NATO group. So mostly in Europe it was, mostly.
So actually that time for you probably wasn't as stressful as...
I had a really good time, mate. Really good time. Then the company sold itself to a big conglomerate, a huge recruitment agency. And then there was lots of cuts and movements and branches being shut and desks being moved and closed down. And I thought, I'll be all right. Even though I was making money, they thought, why is this guy over in Bristol making this money when it could be in our branch with a client is on our doorstep? I was traveling halfway across the country for meetings. So, and then they took it off me. Not took it off me. This happens a lot in recruitment. I had to post the stuff over to them. So then jobs come in and my contractors ran down on their contracts. I wasn't backfilling those roles, or I wasn't getting the roles again, so I can keep my figures up. And then I had to then supplement that with new business. And if anyone ever does defense or aerospace in the UK, it's all PSL.
Yeah.
The top tier stuff. The second tier stuff is a longer burn again. So yeah, you spend most of your time trying to build a desk.
Yeah.
And my wife was made redundant at the time, and we kind of looked at ourselves and we were like, do you know, let's get rid of it. Let's go. Because we had an opportunity to move to Tamworth, live with my in-laws for a couple of months, and then go off and buy a house or something.
Yeah.
And I just went, let's do that. Let's get out of here. So we left Bristol and moved to Tamworth, and then during the height of the global financial crisis.
Wowza.
Yeah.
Fair play. And you're still Tamworth now?
Yeah, still Tamworth now. Yeah. It's
Enjoy
probably it's all right. Yeah, it's a bit like this place. It's small town, and you know everyone within about the first 6 weeks of being there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. It's good people.
Good.
Really good people in Tamworth.
Good. So what year did you start Thomas Lee then?
So I started in 2016. So between 2009 and 2016, I did a few bits and bobs, which I was going to talk about, but some of the stuff, like I was out of work for 6-7 months in 2009 trying to find a job.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's ever tried to move to a new location, try to find something. You're relearning what's really there, and you go through some interviews. God, I had some crazy interviews in that 5 or 6 months. I even looked at leaving the sector because it was just really bad, wasn't it, during that time? And when I was looking at other sectors, everyone was having a bad time. No one was doing well. I had some crazy. I went to an auto windscreen sales as a sales role.
Really?
Yeah. Not the one that Gavin's in, you know.
Yeah.
And then there was what else was it? There was one. Oh, it's my favorite interview story. This one is actually I got two. I'll tell you the one as well. So there's this. They do office space. So you phone them up and say, I need an office in X, Y, and Z, and they'll go find you an office.
Okay, yeah.
And you go to this interview place. There's an old kind of building in Tamworth, and it's turned into an office. And at the end of it is a glass office, and that's where the hiring managers, not the hiring manager, the boss of the place, and he's playing like putter golf when I walked into this interview, and I didn't see them. There's two guys in the corner, and I walked in and I went, oh hi, I'm Mark, and he goes, oh, sit down like that. And so and then he's looking at my CV going, oh, well, you're a bit of a fucking knob, aren't you? And I was like, what I'm not used to this. Straight away. Well, you're in recruitment. I fucking hate recruiters. And it was just like the entire recruitment industry was my fault. You know what I mean, in that interview. Then these two guys behind me piped up. And I was like, where the fuck did you come from? And it was an absolute shit show of an interview, right? And so I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say in this interview.
What do you do in that scenario?
You try to
fight them?
Yeah, you try to banter with them, and then it bites harder back, and you're like, oh shit, no. So that's not this interview then. So
what do you want from me?
What do you want from me? And I remember years before that, I actually went to an interview in the recruitment industry, and you saw it from the get-go in the interview. They were playing good cop, bad cop. Yeah. And one was coming at me about, why did you do this? Why did you do that? And the other one's going, oh, this is really good that you're done here, isn't it? Like, and you go, oh, for fuck's sake, guys, come on. We know this process. We know how this works. This guy just wanted to punch me in the face. It was just constant bombardment. And then he goes, well, if you want to work here, you should do it for free for the first 6 months. I was, I don't want to do that. Well, why not? I was like, well, because this place looks like a shithole, I said to him. And he was like, all right, okay, you can go now. I was walking out, and this guy that was taking me out of the building said, oh, you did well there. I went, what? Like, I literally went, what? And I went into the distance, into the fog of life. And
did you ever hear back?
There's another part to this story.
Oh, okay.
Years later, when I was a business manager at Reed, a guy applied for a job, and I recognised the company name, but I couldn't remember when. So I searched my emails. I went, oh, fuck, it's this place. And this guy that applied for a job was the guy that was sitting behind me in the interview. And I won't mention his name. And he had been fired, and he came in. I invited him in just to see what he was about, but mostly for me to not do the same thing, not turn the table, but question what the hell is going on in that place. And obviously give him a proper interview as well for the role that we had. He wasn't good for it, but it turned out that he was going through a divorce and his life was falling apart, and it was everyone's fault.
Right.
And you may have had to give half the company to his missus or something like that.
She left him for a recruiter, probably.
Probably, yeah. Fair play to them.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the deal there. So that was one. And then the other one was, do you remember energy assessors?
No.
Don't remember energy assessors? So back in 2010, 2011, there was a thing where energy assessors used to go out to various buildings and give like a certificate.
Oh, I do actually. I do remember that. Yeah,
they were doing a load of them.
I do.
And my father-in-law saw an advert, and I was obviously looking for it. He goes, "Oh, try this." So I phoned them up, and they said, "Yeah, come in for an interview." And so I went down to this place in Birmingham, and it was like the 10th, 15th floor of this massive building. And got in there, and there's a room full of people, like 40, 50 people in this room. And I sat down thinking, oh, my interview's at 10:30. It's now 11 o'clock though. What's going on? And this woman comes around giving forms, and we're filling out these forms and everything. And it said bank details at the bottom. And I was like, what's that for? Why are you asking for bank details now? It's a bit weird. Yeah. So I didn't put my bank details on there. And then they were going, right, you two, come with me like that. And so me and this guy next to me, we got up and we started walking down the corridor. And then we both went in an interview room together. And then we both sat down, and this guy sat down. He had both our CVs, and he was interviewing both of us at the same time. I'm not joking.
That's bizarre.
It gets even more bizarre than that. So this guy next to me was like interviewing him like you would with interview questions. And I was like, oh, okay, he sounds more qualified than I do. I'm kind of worried here. And then why do you want to work here, Mark? And I was like, oh, well, I've never really found myself in a position like this, and I really like the idea of doing something completely different. I've been in recruitment for a few years now, and as I was talking, this guy was going like this, like that, and I thought, what the hell's going on? And he literally had an epileptic fit.
Oh my God!
It was
you weren't boring him to death, then?
No, I thought I was boring him to death. No. I mean, this guy that was sat next to me. We're like, what the fuck? And there's a glass, think of it like glass kind of meeting rooms. And I stood up trying to like wave for someone to come, and I went out the door, waved for someone to come. And this guy then just boots back up and goes, and I was like stood up in the doorway, and he was like, oh, are you going? I went, no. And I went back and sat down. I think he just carried on interviewing.
Wow, bizarre.
I was just like, what?
Yeah, not even acknowledged.
Not even acknowledged. But the clincher with that one was at the end of it, it wasn't a job, it was a sales pitch to go on a training course, and then you had to pay them, I think it was like $3-4 grand to do this course. And you're like, I actually had a right moaner in as well. I was like, when you're unemployed, where are you going to get that money from?
Yeah.
You may as well train us and then take the money out of our...
That's so exploitative.
It's massively exploitative, and that's why we don't hear about them
anymore.
Yeah. Because all that. But in Europe, they were doing it for free, and people were getting good money for it in Europe. But for some reason, this country was... I know. Those were my two favourite interviews of all time.
Wowzer.
Yeah.
Wowzer. So let's fast forward then to 2016. Is it 2016 you started Thomas Lee?
Yeah, I started 2016.
What was the kind of the final spark?
It was so I was working at a company before 2016, and I was going on jury service, and in my time in jury service, actually just about to go on jury service, I was kind of really not feeling working for this company. You know, it's like you kind of, and I've always, so when I left Reed a few years before that, it was always to go off and start my own business, but I couldn't quite grasp what is I wanted to get right and what my knowledge I needed, and I didn't really have any experience working in small businesses. They're always big companies I worked for. So I went through a couple of small businesses, and I thought to myself, yeah, this is it. This is what I want to do now. This is definitely where I want to go with this. And I was, 2 years before, I already got the website, bought the website kind of name and everything.
Yeah.
So I knew I was going to do it. And I was on jury service, and it was just chat with like random people, like a postman was there, and like an ex-butcher, and all this kind of like retired person. And I was telling them about it. They go, just fucking do it. Just do it. So I was like, oh, okay, how am I going to do it? So I remember I just quit as well. I thought, okay, I've had enough. That's how bad it was. I went to the job centre, and the job centre said, there's courses you can go on to start businesses. Oh, okay, I'll do that then. And then that day I said that, I remember there was a company called, do you remember SSG?
Yeah, I do.
And there was a couple of people there I used to be speaking to for years. There was a guy called Dave there, and I remember dropping him a quick email because one of my mates when I worked with at Reed started his business as well through them. And I dropped him a message, and he said, yeah, let's have a meet, let's have a coffee. Next day I had a coffee with him, give me the whole pitch on what they do and everything. And I went, let's go for it. And then the next month, that was in the December, that was of 2015.
Yeah.
The next month in the January, it was all go. And then we're building the website, doing all the necessary thing, and then proper kicked off in the February.
What were they offering you that like attracted you to use them? 'Cause I know there's still lots of places like that around which will help you start out.
I think for me it was the ease. I'm not an accountant. I've never really run a business before, if you know what I mean. The bit that I know is the front end of it, isn't it? You know what I mean? Doing the whole recruitment bit. Yeah. So there was a lot of that they supported and helped me with. And then there was the other bits and bobs like doing websites and there was also job boards offers as well. So I had loads of cool deals for job boards. Some of them are free, some had to reduced paid for because obviously they can get a bulk load of them and stuff like that. But as the years went by, it made more sense to do that because when you break it down financially, I found it was a couple of quid more a year that you were spending on someone like that, but it took all the problems away from you. So when you got to the end of the year, you just said, yeah, do my taxes for me, do everything for me. And you pay them a couple £100 for it and it's done. So to me, that then turned the job of being a self-employed recruiter into more of an employee of your own business. And it's a job. So then you can do the fun bits, like the videos and the write random blogs about rubbish. No. And the LinkedIn side of it as well.
Yeah. And so did it allow you to have quite a fast start? Because obviously the start's the hardest, right?
Yeah, so the start, I was making money within the first 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was also with especially particularly at the time with SSG, I'm not sure if the guys that support me at the moment still do it, I wouldn't want to assume. But at the time there was an offering of a couple of quid a month just to get you past that bump of trying to get. And it was, I think I was getting like £1,000 for 6 months from them. It was director's loan, so you had to pay it back. And 2 years into it, the deal was you pay it all back. So it was their way of investing in your business, and then you pay that back in 2 years, no interest as well. So it was really good. But I didn't take the whole lot, so I didn't need to. By the time the invoice was paid, so it was good. No, it was a really good way of doing it. It was difficult at the start financially because when you start all businesses, you've got to really look at your own books and think, right, what can I do with, what can I do without? And, we got rid of a car, we did, do all this kind of stuff that you would do. And my little one just started school at the time as well. So I got a bit more time on that side of it as well. So it was nice. It was really nice. It was hard, don't get me wrong. Yeah. There's nothing easy about starting a business, but working with a company like that smoothed that transition to that world basically.
If you could go back to 2016 and do it all over again, like, what would you do differently?
That's a really good question. I think, and I look back on it now because it is part of what I want to do with the future of the business and what I want to do with the business as well. I would probably start hiring people.
Really?
When the business. So the first 2 years, I think if I had enough to hire 2 people instead of holding on to the money, I think I would have grown the business in a different direction. But now with hindsight, with COVID and how things are changing, and you know this as well running a business, things change rapidly.
Yeah.
So would I be still in the same position?
Yeah.
And so that money that I squirreled away helped me smooth out the COVID years and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that's the only thing I think I would have tried to do.
Yeah. Did you do you feel like you've had any major failures? Because that doesn't sound like a failure to me. It just sounds like you went a different path. But what have you fucked up on?
A lot of things.
That's what everybody wants to hear about. Come on, tell us your mistakes.
I failed a lot in recruitment. Yeah, it's both kind of working for people.
Yeah.
Not seeing things through for a little longer, maybe having a bit more patience with certain people. I mean, I was given a great opportunity in the past to take on a huge branch for Reed, and I kind of just went, this is harder than I wanted to take on. Instead of giving it a little bit longer, and going through the pain barrier. So yeah, you realise that very quickly, and then you move on, and then you think, fuck, I should have stayed. I should have done this. Yeah. So there's the kind of regrets that you have, but you can't hold on to those things.
Yeah.
But with my business, I think my biggest failure is at the beginning taking things for granted and not kind of doing all the right things, but focusing on all the wrong things. If that makes sense.
What do you mean by that, man? What were you?
So I think I was focusing on the wrong area of my sector for a long time. I was going for the lower hanging fruit, which then fills you with, look, you think progress in recruitment is loads of jobs.
Yeah.
And then you're filling 1 in 10 or 1 in 8, and then you're a busy fool. Where I should have been focusing on the right jobs and focusing on that area and now I've learned that. So now that's why I'm doing more of that now.
Yeah.
But it's taken me, take a few years out of that. It's taken me 6-7 years to realize that, I think, within my own business, which now hopefully helps me into the future where I want to go with the business and hopefully grow the business in that sense. Yeah, for sure. So
present day, how's the business doing? How are you finding the market at the moment?
Absolutely shit.
Really?
It really is difficult. The biggest part of this market right now is that we're not growing. Opportunity is slowly slipping away within the global confines. We've got a lot of problems in the future, I think. Employers are really struggling to hire people. They need people, but the cost effect of it is bad. And then we're losing, I think personally, we're losing a lot of it to globalization. So we haven't come on track to that. And we haven't even added in the factor of AI and automation, even though manufacturing needs more automation and more AI to make it more productive. Yeah. But we need to come into the terms with, that's the future. Why are we not moving that way?
What would you do if you could wave a magic wand to fix it and make it better for you and for everybody? What would you do?
Oh, God. I think a lot of it would be, just me personally, I think a lot of it would be, we need to start looking and investing in manufacturing in the UK a lot more. We don't have a minister for manufacturing, so we don't have someone that's looking outwards for us. We have a business secretary, but we don't have someone specifically in this industry. So we need someone to look outwards for us to bring the business back into the country. But there's loads of things we could be doing. But if we grow manufacturing in the UK, like we used to have mines in certain communities, we can have manufacturing in certain communities and a couple of options of jobs and opportunities. And also the skills that we're losing as well in the world. So education, the STEM part of education is needed in manufacturing. So there's a lot of opportunity.
Obviously, I definitely know what manufacturing is and I understand all of that, but some of our viewers may not. Just explain what you mean by manufacturing.
Depends which angle you want to come at. Okay, so there's a variety of different kind of parts of manufacturing in the UK. You obviously got food manufacturing, which is everything you can think of, food. It's called FMCG.
Yeah.
There's also they do other things, pharmaceuticals as well. So it's very similar kind of thing, fast-moving consumer goods, large amounts of them. And then you've got kind of products of certain things, so like toys and kind of all that kind of stuff. Again, that's a version of fast-moving consumer goods. Within that world, where I would work is in the maintenance part of it. So all the machines that need fixing, electricians and mechanical engineers and stuff like that. Then if you come out of that, then you've got, we all know car manufacturers. I'll use that as a basic kind of thing. They're at the top of the tree, so they build the cars. But everything that is put on a car or created is either created there or by other people. And this is where the just-in-time manufacturing process comes from. So you've got different tier of suppliers that do different things. So the ones down here could be doing little nuts and bolts, and then that gets bolted onto a little unit, and that unit gets put into a massive pack, like an engine, and that engine then gets installed into the car. And those are the processes along the way. And that has everything. So that has what we classically call white-collar engineers that design and systems and electrical design and test and research and develop these vehicles and so forth. And the same in aerospace, same in defense, same in all the other industries. That's where I concentrate a lot of it. Then you've got the people that put it together, and they do it with the help of robots and automation and stuff like that. But the further down the chain you go, the more specialist people become and more focused in. So you get like welders, CNC turners, and that kind of skill type of stuff as well. And then on the side of that, then you've got the procurement side of it as well. So there's a whole sector that moves this stuff between just in time, and why that's really important, so that they don't store it on site and things just go out the door and drive off at the end of it and stuff. So that's probably a simplistic way of looking at it.
Making shit.
So I kind of how I sell it. If you bend it, smash it, weld it, cut it, drill it, that's what I find engineers for it. Basically, design it. I find engineers for it.
And you do the maintenance side of.
I do a lot of the stuff I do now is white collar. So I do the more kind of management side of it, senior side of it, but also the design engineers and that type of stuff. The maintenance side of it, I do because it's still. I used to be an aircraft maintenance engineer, so that's still kind of a part of it. I enjoy doing it, and it's changed over the years. They've become a lot more dual, and there's other things being added to it, software being added to it over the years as well. So it's a really interesting area. It's a difficult area because we're not training enough of these people, and we're not bringing enough of them through.
How do you win business at the moment? How are you doing it?
A combination of good old-fashioned BD.
Yeah.
You know, this is who I am, this is what I do, and you know, profitability with testimonials and all sorts.
Over the phone,
phone, email, pigeon. And now also, I mean, a big part, I don't know, you find this as well, a big part of it is social media now. So being a presence on social media and just telling the world what you do and your thoughts about the world around you and stuff like that. And, you know, do it via emails is great, but doing it via video now is a lot more powerful for the right people. And I've won a lot of business via that route, probably as much as I won in the good old-fashioned way. But the bit that blows my mind is how the stuff I used to do 15 years ago doesn't work as much today. So the cold calls don't work as much as doing stuff on LinkedIn and messaging people on LinkedIn or on social media in general. So it's,
why do you think that is?
Just the way people live and work now these days. And I don't know if you got on your phone when someone calls you, now it says spam.
Yeah. Suspected spam,
Suspected spam. And so you're more, I don't want to answer that. And then you Google it and you turn out it's some random guy in Manchester trying to sell you plastic things. I don't know what the hell it is. Something that you don't need. And that's the problem with it. So you've got to cut through that.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think, but you're right. I think doing stuff which makes you memorable, like the Mark verse.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. And obviously that's something I remember.
Yeah.
That's stuck in my head. Do you know what I mean? So it's a real anchor. Looking forward to the future then, what are you going to do differently to make it less shit?
Less shit? I don't know.
It's always going to be shit. It's
going to be shit. It's going to, I mean, 10th year next month.
Is it really?
10th year.
Big party?
I don't know yet.
Do a big party, go on.
I've asked Dua Lipa to come. She said no so far. So.
Oh, fuck that bitch.
My plan now for definitely the next 12 months is like all recruitment businesses at the moment, is work out what is working, how to get yourself in front of the right people that need you, Companies are struggling, and you need to show your value and worth to those particular companies. So that's my focus for the next year, to make it less shit, but more of what you do, really. More, keep being that presence on social media, keep being that presence with your clients, and doing the right things, and that's all you can do, really. There's nothing, you can't reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
I think also next year is less AI for me as well.
Really?
Yeah, less of it.
No, okay.
I don't think it's doing what I think it should be doing now. Where people get AI wrong is they're using it to solve problems, when you should solve the problem first, then use it to make the solution better.
Love that.
And they're not doing that. So you get all these people phoning you up, selling you AI solutions for recruitment, but still hasn't solved the problem.
Yeah.
And the problem is, the client you want is not picking up the phone.
Yeah.
So how you got to solve that problem first.
Do you know what? That's so true. Like, we trying to get sold AI stuff all the time, and I'm the easiest person in the world to be sold to. Everybody knows that. What are you using AI for at the moment that's working?
That's working. I think the only thing I'm using it for at the moment is ideas.
Yeah.
So, some days you'll be like, oh, what can we talk about today?
Yeah.
And as the AI gets to know you and the way you talk, it'll say, oh, well, here's a couple of ideas. And there'll be one line in the 20 lines that you get, that's it. And then you go off and write about it. Sometimes I get sanity checks and fact checks from it as well. So that kind of works. But everything else is just gut feeling. I should write about this today, or I should do this today.
Yeah.
I did ask it once to give me a marketing plan for the next 6 months of what should I do every day. And when it was like grinding the gears and shit comes out and stuff, and you're kind of thinking, this isn't doing what it's meant to be doing.
Yeah.
I've had candidates come to me saying, oh, I've got AI to do my CV, and it just looks like a polished turd. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't think it's doing what it's meant to be doing.
No.
Plugged into something, I'm sure it'll work. My CRM has AI plugged into it.
What do you use? CRM?
I use a company called Manital. I think if you ever come across them.
Never heard of them, boy.
Yeah, they're all right. It's all right. It does what I needed to do, which is put people on.
Yeah, jobs are good ones.
Check notes, put some jobs on it.
Yeah.
What else do I need to do? But I just, maybe because I'm 46, maybe I'm just old.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm the guys that used to pull me in the office and shout at me back in 2005.
We're the bad guys now, mate.
We're the bad guys now. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you using Facebook for? Now it's like, why are you using AI for?
Yeah.
What is it in 20 years?
So
what are you using robots for?
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? It's what a changing world. Last time we spoke was, it was 2020, wasn't it?
2020. We did a podcast in the middle of the pandemic.
We did, didn't we? It's fair to say you look very different.
Thank you.
In a good way. You look 10 years younger, genuinely.
My app says I'm 38 now.
Does it really? you honestly, you look really well. What's your secret?
It's oil of Ulay.
Is that it? Yeah. Buzzing. I'll have a bath on it every night. Like a child.
No, I lost 6.5 stone.
6.5. Round of applause, that man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. How have you done it?
Fucking hell, where to start?
Is that a really personal question to ask?
No, it's a complex question because I've done it through pure willpower and motivation. Yeah. But it's not as simple as, I've done it through pure willpower and motivation. It's a process that has taken nearly 2 years to get to here, and I'm still working, and I'm still doing more, and there's still more weight I want to lose. And if you look at the BMI and all that, I'm still in obese according to the BMI the world. I was 22.5 stone January the 8th, 2024. 5. Yeah. 4, 5. Hang on, what year is it? 24. And today I'm just over 16 stone. Wow. As we speak. And the first 6 months of losing weight, you lose weight rapidly if you do calorie control.
Yeah.
So you just do 2,000 calories a day, or 18, if it's up to you, 1,800 a day. But that first 6 months was a test of everything. You name it. It was a test of your willpower, your ability to plan, and your ability to not give into cravings. And that's where the injection helps. If people go down the injection route, that's where the cravings, the hum of it disappears, what I'm told. But you still got that in your head. So you got to overcome it with other things. how you do that, you've just literally got to change everything, absolutely everything. So, I mean, like I say, I'll say the first 6 months, then I'll tell you what happened afterwards. First 6 months, it was we did it bit by bit. So my wife did it as well. She's lost 6 stone as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so we did it
Your
bit by
bed
bit.
must be buzzing, like 12 stone in it every night.
I won't talk about that.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
No, but
that is too personal.
But yeah, I mean, the fuel in the cars is got better.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. No, so we started off taking off things from our diet first, and then trying to. This is the weird part of the first thing you start doing. You start supplementing things in your diet. So instead of having cheeseburgers at McDonald's, you have burgers at home, but then control the portion and that kind of stuff. And then you just stop eating burgers, and time goes on. You start realizing, I need to do this and do that, and you're counting calories. You're using apps, and then you start realizing, I need to cook better. I need to make better food, and then you start doing those little changes. But you still supplement things. You still change things, and then you try to have cheat days. It's nice to have a cheat day, by the way. You can still go to KFC and pizza and stuff like that. That's fine, but you still got to discipline.
Yeah.
And that's the important part. So we together, we started taking things down and removing stuff out of our diet. And then we started getting more regimented. So as you see the scales come down, your confidence of doing more things, the motivation to do more things. You don't have the motivation at the beginning, which is the weird part. People think, I need the motivation to do this. You, like Nike says, just do it. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You just do it. And then you start building this little kind of regiment in the background, and then it gets harder, and then you go harder on yourself, and then it gets harder, and then you go harder on yourself, and then you suddenly start realizing, this is what I need to be doing. Your body really likes it, and then it hits you like a wall at 6 months, stops completely, and you don't lose any more weight.
Yeah.
And then the psychological part, the element of it, the second element of it that you don't realize, shit, the scales are not moving. What do I need to do here? And then, you could talk to ChatGPT and ask these questions, or you could talk to a friend or whoever's done it before, or look at experts, go to Weight Watchers, wherever you want to do, and hear these stories. But it's fundamentally, you need to do better, and you need to do more, or you need to change certain elements. So that's when doing more started happening. So more walking, or start doing more fitness, or start just doing stuff that your body's got used to this. Now it needs to do something else. It needs a new challenge. So every 3-4 months, you start realizing, I need a new challenge. So for me, by 6 months, I started doing kettlebells. And I was doing more kind of high cardio stuff for the next 6 months. And then January this year, I went up. So I was doing kettlebells in like 10 kilogram weights. And then I went up to 16 kilogram in January. Now I'm on 24 kilogram weights with it. But also January I started Couch 5 I got to the end of that around about April. I was telling you earlier about, I saw this marathon near my house, and I think I want to do that. What's that? It's 10 miles. Oh yeah, that'll be easy. And I started training a half marathon this year. So I'm now on about 25-30K a week training for a half marathon. So these are the things you got to do. So it's really difficult when someone says, what have you been doing? Well, it's loads of stuff, but it's all over a long period of time. And then last year I lost about 5.5 stone. This year it's got harder. And I'm linking fitness, because when you properly get into the fitness side of it with weight loss, you do things like raise your calories on some days, otherwise you get lightheaded. You add sugar back in your diet because you need the glucose, for some of the runs and stuff. So your body starts leveling, and then you start kind of, right, what can I tweak? Because I still want to do weight loss. So you tweak things differently, and then you get a bit of a predictive loss, then a slower loss, but one that's in tune with what you're trying to achieve at the same time. Otherwise, you just fuck yourself up big time. I've had injuries. I've had, honestly, I've had one run. It was 10 kilometers. Next day, I felt like I had been drinking all night.
Really?
Because I didn't take enough nutrition that day. So I ran on 500 calories, and your body's burning 1,500 plus the daily burn. So nearly 4,000 or 5,000 calories, and I didn't have enough food. So it starts pulling nutrition out of your system. So you're not fueling yourself properly. So then you go into the science of it all, and you start looking at these things. Then you do these metrics, and I got a Garmin watch now. So I'm looking at the metrics of VO Max and like cadence and on your running and gait and stuff like that. That's what you see on my Facebook when I talk about.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's amazing. I see it, and I'm just full of admiration. Honestly, just to be able to, because obviously, you look at where you started and where you are now. Obviously, you're not at the end now, but it's flipping heck.
Even when I look at it, I'm like going, how the hell?
Yeah,
and it is literally day by day, bit by bit, meal by meal, incremental, and having the patience to see it all through. And the sad part of it, the vices you have to accept you can't have them anymore. Yeah. Or you've got to have
what have you given up?
Alcohol. I give it up.
Completely?
Completely. 100% giving it up. So admittedly, I was in a wedding the other week and someone handed me a glass of champagne. And I went, yeah, cool. Took a sip and gave it to my wife, who's still allowed to drink, apparently. I'm driving all the time. What the hell is going on? So that, chocolate, giving up chocolate completely. Haribo, even though I went running the other day and I didn't have any gel, so I'd grabbed a little tiny packet of Haribo my son had from a party that he went to. And I thought, oh, these actually work really well. So I've gone back on the little tiny packs of Haribo. But seriously, I don't eat cake that often. I don't eat much now where that doesn't have a high percentage of protein in it. So it's chicken and fish and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's, again, you're changing everything that you know about yourself. Dietary-wise. Personality-wise, it hasn't changed me, but I think it has made me more cautious about what I want to do with my body and like less kind of, let's just go for it.
Yeah.
Like I used to be in the old days, drink a bottle of vodka before going out drinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 drinks of death.
What's the end goal for you then in terms of that journey? Or is that a journey you'll be on forever?
The biggest thing I think for me right now, the end goal is to get down to my goal weight, which is 15 stone. So it's another stone. Bearing in mind it's taken a year to get the last stone and a half. So it's going to take another year to 2 years to get the last bit of it. But also I want to be, I'm 46, when I get to 50, I have in my mind the fitness level I want to be and what I want to do with myself with that. So my ultimate goal is run a London marathon or something like that. That's what I love to do. But then into my 50s, and this is what it's all about, is to be as fit as I am in my 40s, in my 50s. And then when I get to my 60s, and that's the goal, bearing accidental death and disease and everything else that happens to us humans. Those are the things I want to do with my life and focus my life in. So I've changed. Yeah. Trust me. When I was in my 20s, I was not the person I am today.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Fair play. You should consider writing a book about it.
I am.
Oh, fucking hell. Tell us about that.
So some of the recruitment stories I just talked about, there's loads of others, obviously working for people. And I sat down I've started it, so don't think it's anywhere near finished. It's only, I was talking to my brother. My brother's doing a PhD in the history of command in town at the moment. Football, by the way.
Okay.
Football history. He's going to correct me now. If he watches this, he's going to correct me. So he's writing 2 books, the PhD book, and then a book that he's got all the loads of stuff with it. So he's giving me some guidance on writing books, and I got a few. I'm in 2 books as well with Katrina Collier. I don't know if you ever come across Katrina on.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
I'm in 2 of her books as well. She quotes me in 2 of her books as well. So it's bitten me a little bit, thinking, I'll write a book. What can I write about? I know, I'll write a book about management in recruitment and how to manage people properly. So I started recounting stories, and then they started becoming comedy stories. And then I started realizing, this has been a bit of our journey really to get here, and there's some proper arseholes out there. So do you know that TV show that was written by a doctor, and it was about his stories? I think it's This Won't Hurt a Bit, I think it was called.
Yeah.
My book's kind of morphing into a version of that for recruitment. So
this will hurt a lot.
This will hurt. Oh, it's at the moment, it's called The Worst Recruiter, but it's not meant to be the worst. That's the working title. But so that's the stuff I'm writing about on that. And that's only going to be between 2005 and starting my business. So that's that period.
How exciting.
So I've set it up before. And then obviously lots of names are going to be changed and some stories.
Yeah.
Stuff, because I can't be asked to get permission from people.
Mate, fair play. It sounds incredible. Wow.
But it's a long. I didn't realise. I thought writing a book was like when you wrote essays in school. You just write. and then you read them back, you think, yeah, that's why I got a D in English, and now it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you put in ChatGPT thinking that will help. No, it doesn't help at all. So you've got to write what you think it is, and then you go back and then rewrite it completely.
Long old process then.
Yeah. So I'm only 3 chapters into this, and I think it's too much information. So I'm in this process, of working it all out.
Wow.
So,
How exciting, mate.
And then people say to me, write a book about weight loss. There's like 1 billion of them out there saying the same thing.
It's got a saturated market there.
It is, yeah.
Recruitment, though.
Recruitment, there's only a few people that have written books, real books that you want to read in recruitment. So Mitch has got a great book out. So read his. Katrina's as well. She's got 2 good books out.
Steve Guest, I think, has got a...
Steve, I can't forget Steve. Yeah, he's got a good book out as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Right, any final passing thoughts for our beloved viewers / listeners?
I can't try to remember some though. I think if you're going to go and start a recruitment business, I always say this actually to some people that come to me. Look at the last 10 placements you've made. Where have they come from? And how have you filled those roles? Because that will dictate how you're going to succeed running your own business. Because if you've been given work, who's going to give you work when you're on your own? And if you haven't been given work, great. How did you get it? What did you do? And what was the processes to getting the jobs filled? And that's kind of the advice on starting your business. And on recruitment in general, just get the fuck out. Get out.
Don't bother, don't get into it.
No, it's a great sector.
Yeah.
It's just going through some people are doing well, some people are not. And it's just finding yourself in recruitment. That's basically what I would say.
Thank you so much for coming on, mate. It's been a pleasure. Let's give Mark a round of applause, audience. Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Right.